will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Ding!
Because average was never the plan.
And scene.
Youssef.
Hello,
Hi,
Yara.
Youssef. You're so many things to so many people.
You know, someone, first of all, is an actor.
Yes.
I've had a natural talent in acting ever since I was a kid, and I've pursued it throughout the years growing up. I'm a yoga teacher as well. I'm a content creator, video editor, snowboard instructor, and I hold space in many other ways through breathwork practices, through authenticity, you know, showing people how to be their authentic expression. And I mainly do that right now through my Instagram, or if it happens to be a workshop or anything like that. But I guess that's pretty much it.
All that within a wonderful personality. Some people I can assure anyone watching this and know this is not bullshit. Like, I love you. Okay.
I love you too.
So, how do you know if you're acting from self-love versus ego?
Very nice question. So how do I know if I'm acting from self-love or like higher self versus ego?
Like higher self, love within, like just genuinely no barriers of like walls and all that.
Ego is basically your external identity, right? It's something where, a lot of people in the spiritual practices or conscious practices, they say, you should kill your ego and stuff like that. But if you kill your ego, you're literally killing your identity, part of yourself, and you won't be able to live anymore, because we need our ego to live,
but
to walk.
Ego has bad connotation around it.
So so for example, you poke me.
Yeah.
I respond or I react to you.
Right.
That's a trigger. That's a response coming from the ego. Whereas if I take a breath, connect to myself, notice the trigger, witness the trigger, that way I come from a more loving response.
Right.
So for me to act from the ego would pretty much mean that I am not acting from a place of self-awareness.
Right.
But if I am acting from a place of self-awareness, that's where it comes from a more loving response. Usually an egotistical response would be something where you're trying to hurt the person.
Because of the walls that you've built, because you've been hurt.
Yeah, pretty much. And it's coming from a place where we tend to be a victim to our wounds rather than making peace with it.
Yes.
And acknowledging that all the evil that came into our lives is not really out there to get us, but more like to guide us. It's like the way I see it, and I was actually thinking about this on the way here, by the way. It was like going through it in my mind, is that everything is preparation. Any bad thing that's ever happened to you, whether it's an ex who harmed you, or it's family member or anything like that, you have two choices, right? You have it either makes you bitter or it makes you better.
Nice.
And the moment you stop victimizing yourself in these situations, you start to see the bigger picture, allowing yourself to grow, right? So let's say my ex cheated on me.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
The most common response would be like, you bitch, you fucking cheated, you hurt me, blah 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 do blah blah do, and which is a normal response, right? Always coming from a place of hurt, anger, frustration, whatever it is. But later, and if you get out of the idea of blaming and pointing fingers, you're gonna say like, hey, thank you.
That's you.
Yeah, and it's like not that just that's you, but let's face it, everyone here is for a reason, right? Everybody in this world is here for a reason, otherwise they wouldn't exist.
Okay.
So your ex cheating on you was to make you come to this exact moment here, and if you didn't go through that experience, you wouldn't be here right now.
So it leads you to what you're saying, examples that have happened to you do not happen at you, but they lead you to the place that you're supposed to be.
Yes. I mean, and again, and I said it and I'll say it again, it's just until we stop making ourselves a victim and how we should change the way we speak about it. So it's like when I'm talking about my ex, I don't want to talk about how much of a bad person she is, but more of how I felt throughout the journey.
Exactly.
And what was it trying to teach me.
That's a lot of girls say, I don't want this guy telling other guys, I'm crazy. Like, that's not cool to say. So it's not fun to like point people out, say your story, and then let whoever hearing it decide whatever they want to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
أول شي سلامتك.
الله يسلمك.
سلامة إيدك. Okay, you're back. You're doing everything that you want to do.
Alhamdulillah, yeah, thank God.
What lesson did pain teach you that comfort couldn't?
Ooh, pain. So for the audience members that are watching right now, I've been through 2 operations. It was a snowboard accident, and I had to go through one operation, immense amount of pain for a while, and then there was a failed operation where I had to do another operation after that, 6 weeks later. So it's been a 3-month journey so far with nerve damage. But so back to your question is that so pain puts you in an uncomfortable situation, right?
Correct.
And the first thing we want to do in pain, in all kinds of pain, whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, it puts you in a place where, no, I don't want this. Get me out of here right now. But there's this moment where you can go into that pain.
Yeah, dig in.
You know, it's like put your awareness on that pain instead of rather trying to avoid it.
And then what?
And I'm not saying don't take any painkillers or anything like that. I had to take an immense amount of painkillers for this. But the moment we choose to sit with the pain, so let's say like pain is like roots that go deep into the earth.
ماشي.
You're gonna eventually sprout so
For
high.
sure, naturally.
Because there's also a very famous quote that took me a while to understand, where Rumi says the answer for the pain is within the pain. Rumi. I don't know if you know. Is that your like little clap you're doing?
Yes.
It works with your nails.
Yes.
And again, it goes back to that first question you were talking about, that, you know, and with the idea of being a victim, is that I didn't make myself a victim here. The first question I asked myself is, okay,
Why me?
not why me. What is this trying to tell me? What is the message?
Okay.
Why did I break my arm?
That's what we should be asking?
Yes.
Okay.
Rather than, why me?
Right.
And then you hate the experience and all that. And again, we're talking about in many different levels.
I just want to say, sometimes also like asking these questions, it's always like, sometimes you get too deep in it and there's no answer, or it hurts even more, or it's like lost.
That's where the importance of silence comes in, of not needing to find the answer directly. Like, you can ask the question.
That's so powerful to say. That's so amazing.
But let it go. And it's
Let it
enjoy
go.
your journey.
Correct.
You know? And like, because something
we started
important.
to enjoy the journey. Like, we don't have to force this, like, enjoy, be positive, do. Like, it's not about that. It's about just, like, ease into the journey.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
We tend to want to find answers directly because the unknowns terrifies us, right? We need to get to the point where the unknown is our safety in a way or another. It's like we should get ready and be willing that whatever is coming that we don't know what's coming is for the higher good. But when we are acting from a fight or flight response,
Yes.
from an dysregulated, is that a correct word? From a
Yes.
dysregulated nervous system,
Right. It's fear.
you're always going to imagine the worst case scenario.
Correct.
And that's where anxiety comes.
Correct.
That's where all of these, like, it's because you always think that something's out to get you.
Attack.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
if you understand
But
that,
you're attacking yourself.
exactly. I mean, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. In a way, yes. But like, once we regulate the nervous system and understand that this life is happening for me and it's all a manifestation by me,
Sa.
then you can kind of, be comfortable. Create that space
Yeah, you
in your
visualize
mind.
it through breath work, through
Yeah.
images, through where you want to
Yeah.
be, through who you are.
But again, it's not always about visualizing. It's also about creating peace and state to come to the place where you observe the thought rather than become the thought with all its emotions.
That's a lot.
It's like you gotta practice. You're gonna be shit at it first. But the more you practice, the better you become.
What is the aim of meditation? Can yoga help people heal emotionally, not just physically? And what's the biggest lesson that yoga can teach about life?
Okay, so meditation is a place where, you wanna learn to tame the ego.
Okay.
You wanna learn to observe your mind.
Yes.
Because the practice of meditation, where you close your eyes, whether you're sitting in a yoga seat or lying down in your bed or whatever it is, Yeah, by the way, it's about putting the two fingers together, just like that, because that creates the circuit. But anyway, so meditation is about, observing your mind, observing what happens in your internal world, because we've been raised to look at the outside world and always focus on the outside world. But nobody ever taught us how to look inside. So like, let's say a kid is crying, and it's like, what's the first thing they say? It's like, no, don't cry, cause خلاص شو بدك فيه, he's bad boy, whatever it is. But how about a parent asks, how are you feeling right now? Can you find that feeling inside you? To direct the child to look within. So meditation is the practice of looking within. So
and I just want to pause you for a second. By doing is شو بدك فيه ما تبكي ما بعرف شو هيدا, you're suppressing the boy at that age.
Yep.
From now.
Yep. So and that's a whole other topic, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
I mean, so the practice may at first be like, okay, for 30 seconds, and then you're closing your eyes, and then all of a sudden, the thoughts start coming, and then you're just like, oh, fucking hell, I get frustrated. And so I react to the thoughts. I react to the self-judgment. Oh, I can't meditate, and then I don't end up meditating.
Correct. It's so hard to be silent.
Yeah, I mean, at first, yeah.
But that's why we have amazing instructors to help us and guide us. And silence is not some place to like fear, and it's okay.
Of course, and I think the basis of who we are is silence. It's the first language we ever learned being in our mother's womb is the language of listening. We have 2 ears to listen twice and 1 mouth to talk once. But now we are talking, and when people want to listen to you, they cut you off. They don't. People nowadays, sorry if I'm generalizing, okay, is that they don't really know how to listen. They don't really know how to hold space. And meditation is holding space for yourself, which comes back to our first question about the ego, which is knowing to differentiate between you and the ego. Because there's always going to be thoughts. I used to identify as an overthinker, but I don't identify with the overthinker anymore. My mind still overthinks, but I'm not the mind.
Right.
So meditation allows you to separate yourself between the thought and you. And you is beyond labels, beyond identity. It is, the way I see it, is that we are one consciousness split into multiple forms of life. So when you come to silence and you're in silence, and then an intrusive thought comes in, or whatever kind of thought comes in, we can both hear it at the same time. That's why we say, oh my God, I was just thinking about that. Oh my God, me too. It's not about great minds think alike, because there's a greater mind thinking for all of us. So like, yes, thoughts are generated in the subconscious, but again, the subconscious is not where we should put our center focus. So again, meditation is kind of finding this place to put our center focus. How to meditate is the breath. That's the best practice that I did for myself personally, is to give that full long inhale to the belly, then chest, spine lifts, and full long exhale through the nose. And then repeat. So what the mind would do is that it would start to think. And when you start to think, you're not breathing consciously. 2 types of breathing. Conscious breathing, unconscious breathing. Conscious breathing is where I'm saying, and the mind and the thoughts are in the foreground, in the background. I can put a spotlight on them. And then there's unconscious breathing. It's where my body's naturally breathing, keeping me alive, but the focus is coming to the thoughts. Mm-hmm. And it's like a train of thoughts. So like, it's like a loop. It takes you on a train, and then one thought triggers another thought, and then it keeps going until you feel overwhelmed. Why am I feeling overwhelmed? And that's the question we should ask. Why am I feeling overwhelmed? The thought. What am I thinking about? That thought. Why am I thinking about this? I don't need it. Bye-bye. So
judgment gone like that.
Self-judgment gone, and you start, and you just practice it without taking it seriously, but just observe the thought as if it's not you.
That's so cool to say, because like I've been with like around many women, and we're trying to do a certain practice, whatever the practice is, and we want to do it, and we're excited to do it, but what stops us is إنه أنا كيف بدي أجيب حالي لأعمل هيدا الموفمنت الكتير daring, and it's all like judgment. It's like criticizing, and it's what we're used to. So I know, letting go and breath work definitely has so many benefits with that, whether it's emotionally and physically, and it's a lot.
I mean, because we do come from a society, especially here in Lebanon,
كتير في عيبs وكتير في لا وفي كتير اوعى وفي كتير انه يو.
we've been raised in a society where like لك هيدا شو لابس ما حبيته هيدا حمار هيدا حمار بس انه we're like so basically how we treat others is a reflection of how we treat ourselves in our mind.
When you think someone is criticizing you in a certain way, it's you criticizing yourself.
Yes, it's always a reflection. The all is mental.
Right.
The word yoga means union. Okay? The word.
Yes.
Union of what, you ask? Thank you for asking. Is mind, body, and spirit.
Nice.
All right? So when we unify those, because we're not the mind, we're not the body, we're not even the spirit. We are the awareness of all of those.
Okay.
So once we tap into the awareness, we can notice what's happening in my body. Listen to your body. Everybody says listen to your body. I'm listening to my body. How am I feeling now? Can I do this physical posture? Do I want to go out and be with those friends? Do I want it? Also comes with self-love. Or the mind. I'm not the mind. I'm using the mind and I'm using the body. Let's say it's a tree and that whole tree is yoga. Physical movement is one branch.
Okay.
You have the yamas and the niyamas, which are pretty much Chinese for you right now, but they are pretty much like the 10 commandments, but they're not commands. They're more like morals. It's telling you what you are. You are non-violent. Mish don't kill. You are non-violent. You are non-stealing. You are non-lying. So it's pretty much telling you how you should act. And this is just a very basic information. It's not, detailed. There's way more details when it comes to that. I'm just going to make this very simple. Then you have asana, which is the physical practice. Then you have breathing, so controlling the breath, knowing how to breathe and control your breath and doing certain breath exercises. You have inward focus, meditation, concentration, and then you finally have samadhi, which is pure bliss. It's ultimate connection, supreme consciousness, and where you come to your state as a conscious being rather than Youssef, who is a yoga instructor or is an actor or a guru. It's like I'm using those, I'm not those.
Now you can see why I say he's guru.
I am not guru again. She's the one who's calling me guru.
This, let me say it. What are you still working on within yourself?
I'm doing my best to pay attention, to not take things personally, to always, keep the gaze within, to observe my emotions, to observe my triggers, and to not judge others. So this is a constant practice that happens every single day, because again, it's easy for us to point fingers and to say, you're bad, you're good.
Correct.
But we're not here meant to change anyone. We're just here to change ourselves.
Correct.
So like for me, it's just a constant self-practice to stay grounded in my breath, to remember to breathe throughout the day, and to not get lost in my thoughts. And I think I don't know if that's it, but I'm sure there's more. I'm probably not remembering it now, but this is the most dominant thing that I'm constantly working on.
What I'm consciously working on is like the amount of emotion I have. I have either high emotion and low emotion. People can call me like moody or whatever, and it is that like it. I want to be able to regulate it, and I do keep circling back to anything that brings me peace within myself, because I know how much each person can reach beyond their limits. Everyone has a purpose. Maybe not everyone has a purpose, but we all have something to look forward to, and some people might be lost of what that is, because it's not so super easy for everyone to understand that if they're not doing the work. I'm doing the work and I'm excited about it, and then that's what I'm saying, I'm so excited about it or I'm so low about it, so I'm like trying to balance it.
Purpose.
Work-wise, friends-wise, self-wise. Yes, this every year is a crazy journey, and it just keeps getting better and better and better, and I hope I can like stay intact with like the right people, and you're one of those right people. So I know it's amazing how we haven't lost contact and all of that, and all that makes me think, we're okay, we're doing it, we're fine, and we're growing up in all the right ways.
Yeah, I mean, you said about two things I actually thought about sharing. One is our friendship, right? We met each other a long time ago, and we we kind of bumped into each other maybe 2 years later, then another 3 years later. And it's not like we're always interacting. The idea of having friends, why do we have certain friends? The intention behind single friends, like, I can know you for so long, but if we're not on the same wavelength, why should I be next to you, you know? So you said something about your femininity, and you were expressing about how the emotions and all that.
Yes.
I would like to just describe the difference between masculine and feminine energies and how it's found within us, right?
Go ahead.
So first of all, we have both masculine and feminine energies. This is the first union, the first marriage that we need to do within ourselves.
Okay.
Is before we
merge.
marry somebody else, to bridge the masculine and the feminine, the left brain and the right brain. The left brain is the masculine, which is everything that has to do with logic, organization, structure. So if I would want planning, all that. So if I wanted to put it in a walk, so let's say just I'm walking right now and I see that object there. I want to go to that object, no distraction whatsoever. Go finish that. All right, I'm done with that. It's like a to-do list. Next thing, go there. Next thing, go there. No distractions. Now the feminine is something like where I, want to see that beautiful thing over there, and I go to it, but then I'm like, what's that smell? And be like, oh, what's this light? Oh, very nice. Oh, what is this bell? Oh, but beautiful. Hi, Yara. And I probably forget about that initial thing that I first went to, right? Or I wanted to go to. Now, the mix and the merge of the masculine and feminine together is somewhat of a balance, right?
Right.
Is that I keep structure and I know what I'm going to, but enjoy the journey. So I'm going, I see you along the way. Hey, Yara, how's it going? What's up? And then I'll be back. I got to go finish that. So I keep in track. So like, when people are imbalanced in the feminine, it's kind of borderline ADD, not ADHD, but ADD, where you kind of, you lose sight of your focus and your structure you have. And if you're too masculine, it gives you lose your feminine, right? You lose that touch to feel, to sense, to flow. That's the correct word. To be able to flow in and out of structure and fluidity.
So both genders should accept both and balance them out.
Yeah.
And not just focus on one or the other just because masculinity is defined by men and like femininity is defined by women.
Yeah, no. I mean
مثل ما قلت, left and right side.
Yeah, I mean, because we have both.
Yes.
So men should come to terms with their femininity.
Just know how and when.
Yeah. And women should come to terms with their masculinity, but not do it overboard. Excessively, right? Because we are not equal. No two men are equal. No two women are equal. We are, I believe, in equanimity.
Right, and that's how creation happened. Like,
Know your role, know my role, and then we come together and harmonize together. I'm not coming to be with you in order to complete to complete myself. I am complete. You are complete. Now, if we come together, what can we create?
Blossom.
Yeah.
Speaking of complete, we wanted to touch on how we always are seeking partnership.
Yeah.
What would you like to expand on that? No.
Partnership. So.
Like, it's okay to be alone.
Yeah, I mean.
And it's good to experience things alone.
Of course.
And it's not like a drooling effect that we have to have and seek for validation from a partner to be with someone else. And relax.
So a lot of people tend to get into relationships because they find that there's something missing within themselves, or they're following a certain trajectory in life that, time's running up, I have to get a baby, I have to get married.
Running is very interesting that you say, because it could be running from that, it could be running from themselves, it could be just
it's always running from themselves.
Right.
What I think, it's always running from themselves.
True.
But again, so like, when it comes to partnering with someone, I think we should move with intention.
For sure.
And really to be so honest with ourselves.
Yes.
To understand that, why am I going to be with you? Am
I here to take from you? Am I here to give you? Or am I here to just be with you?
Pretty much.
This is how I view it.
Like, as well,
That's why, so many restrictions are there in a relationship. As they get old, years in, they feel like brother and sister, kaza kaza. Either مثلا خلص like بيرتخوا على all the do's and don'ts, أو كتير they are like looking into the do's and don'ts إنه عملي هيك تحبك.
And it's controlling.
Right.
And it brings to this opens the doors for many discussions, by the way, in terms of relationships. Is that also it's like to kind of first, again, to marry your own masculine and feminine, being complete in your own self, then you go ahead and not find your partner, but kind of come to union with your partner.
Exactly.
Because if you're going to be incomplete, you will always attract incomplete people.
Correct.
So rather than pointing fingers and saying, you know, oh, that girl was a toxic bitch or he was a toxic guy, notice your mirror, notice your reflection, notice what in you is attracting this kind of dynamic, right?
And then when you attract the dynamic that you are in now, whether it's like it's present now and okay with now and whatever it is, then you allow yourself and your partner to be, to merge, to ما يكون في restrictions, and to understand, and then to be able to not only communicate, which is very big matter, but to comprehend,
to communicate, to trust, to
allow all these things. You're allowing the other person to be.
Yes.
You're not forcing them to be something that you want.
You know, when it comes to relationships, it always comes in a controlling manner in which we kind of judge ourselves. So let's put ourselves in a situation where you and I are dating, and we're out in public. Let's say somebody hits on you.
I would want you to be okay with it, because
I would be okay with it, but this comes with a lot of maturity.
Correct.
And maturity nowadays comes with a lot of stiffness, right?
Yes.
I'm mature, I don't show my emotions, I don't blah blah blah.
That's not the case.
That's bullshit. Maturity comes to the point where you observe your inner world. You observe the feelings of jealousy, but you don't
attack.
Remember how we talked
Don't
about creating
attack.
space between the trigger and the response?
Yes.
So immature or an unconscious person
تعال هون شو عم تعملي.
would make a problem with you or make a fight with that guy or
صح.
whether. With maturity, and I haven't put this into practice yet. I have in some cases, but to be able to look at the sight of two people flirting and maybe join in with the flirt, you know, rather than, you know, kind of be the feelings of the jealousy, to witness the feelings of the jealousy but not become it, and enjoy the sight of you flirting with that guy. Because one, I chose you because I trust you.
Correct.
Because I communicate with you. Correct. And I know by the end of the day you're going to come and sleep with me in the bed.
Correct.
You know, unless
Correct.
we decide to have two different rooms, which I'm also very
so down for that. But no, let me just add something to what you're saying. And no, it doesn't have to be انه هيدا عم بيطاحش على هيدي وهيدا عم بيطاحش على هيديك. It could be just for the reason of why we need attraction and attention in our lives. Every single person in this lifetime and the next and before, من لما خلقت لما like someone who's super old, like خلص bye old, they need the attention.
I think it's not about needing attention.
It's about wanting it.
It's about enjoying the feeling of flirt. Who doesn't like the feeling of flirting, you know?
Correct.
It's nice to give compliments.
You flirt with the sun. Like, the sun flirts with you when it's hitting on you. Like, it's a thing.
Literally. And it's the thing is that when you... It's the let's talk about the action of flirting, right? It's just this feeling of... Like, for me, when a woman giggles or when a woman starts
feeling... There's
feeling
an innocence about it.
Exactly, you know? Although it can be as sexual as it can be.
Or as minimal.
There's minimal.
No, like, rules to this.
Yeah, there's no rules.
Everyone can be... You can be daring flirty. You can be sexy flirty. You can be shy flirty. You can be awkward flirty. There's so many ways to be flirty.
Exactly.
So just like, let it. And know how to have your own boundaries and limits.
Yes.
In a relationship with two people, talk about it first and then see how it is.
Yeah, and then again, let's say that this happened, right? Where somebody flirted with you and I wasn't really able to engage fully, but I allowed you to go through it.
I'm not harming you.
You're not harming, I'm harming myself.
Yes.
So I would talk to you back at home or once we're alone together. And by the way, I noticed this feeling of jealousy coming from within.
وأنا بسألك شو اللي زعجك ليش زعجك?
And the thing is, it's that what your work also comes as a mature person is not to feel triggered by my trigger. Because people usually, when people open up,
it's an emotion.
It's an invitation. It's an invitation just to express. Especially it's coming from a mature person because it's a very thin line.
صح.
Because first comes with my intention. My intention is not to point fingers at you, but just to share what thoughts I was thinking about then and what I was feeling. All right. You can either take it as like, what the fuck, ما بدها هالقد,
صح.
which is an ego response.
صح.
Okay. Or coming from a mature response where you direct and trying to understand me better. Like, I want to give you your freedom.
Yeah.
And you want to give me my freedom as well.
Yeah.
But rather than feeling attacked by me opening up, it should bring us closer.
I would give in my 2 cents and say you can be holding hands while saying this, just to assure the other person, and know this is a relaxed space, which is a safe space. Like, no, you haven't mentioned this, but I need to mention this. I think in every woman, you tell me if this is in every man as well. I think it's in every human being form. But we need to help the nervous system in us feel safe.
You need every emotion. You need to
Yes.
come to peace with every emotion.
Yes.
You can't run away from your pain. You can't run away from your sadness or anything like that, because you got to go into them. So for when someone to cry, the best thing you should do is just shut up. Shut up, listen, let them cry, and let them bring it out. Because the moment you say don't cry, you create a kind of block, and they you don't release it. Like, I can even share a moment of my arm. I felt, I was in a moment where my brother had to pay for the certain plate and screws because the insurance doesn't cover it, and I didn't have enough money then. So when I figured out how much he paid for it, I cried on spot.
Emotional. Yeah.
Why? Because I felt my manhood was affected. Like, I wasn't able to pay for it myself. I needed support from somebody else. A whole other conversation. But moral of the story is that at that moment I just let it out, and it didn't affect me anymore. I just let out the emotion. But the moment I leave it in, it's it's gonna haunt me later. So yeah, I'll hold your hand when you're crying.
Lust.
You can't learn by just avoiding something, because what you resist persists. So if you resist the feeling of lust, it's gonna keep coming back. You have to go through it in order to come out of it. Understand where the lust is coming from, right?
From the body, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like, where is it generated? Most likely, it's because all of your energy
Yeah,
is
woman
focused-
pelvic.
Yeah, pelvic. It's everyone, men as well.
Okay.
It's the feeling there. It's like when you're having uncontrolled sex. Most of that energy stays down here, where it becomes very performative. Changing
Yes.
positions, doing this, and all that stuff.
And it's because we're exposed to corn.
Yes. And the idea is that when we learn how to, which comes back to our initial conversations of mindfulness and knowing how to tune in, you'll know how to ground yourself within your body and feel your own body, right? So you can start to balance the energy, and rather than staying down here, you take a breath in back up to your heart space. Because when you want to make love to another person, you want it to come from here, right? You want it to be, and it's okay to go down there, but not stay down there, because that's the energy that makes you just want to have, sex to just orgasm, or just
Pleasurable.
Pleasurable. It is pleasurable both ways.
But just the pleasure is just here, and it's not like able to connect with the other person.
Exactly. And the idea of sex is to create this sacred energy, because sex, SEX, stands for Sacred Energy Exchange. What?
Tell me more.
So when we get into the world of lust, and then when we delve into that long enough, you're going to realize that it's just trying to fill a void that's inside you, and you're trying to fill it through sex, and it will never be filled.
Right, and when you do it, you're exchanging that energy onto someone else.
Exactly. You're exchanging your trauma, you're exchanging your ego, you're exchanging something else I forgot. But like, the thing is, it's like some studies say that it may take a few days to a weeks to months to years to
release
let go,
that.
to release of
Yes,
that energy.
and
depends on how strong the connection was.
Yes, for the younger audience, for the people who are now 18 and like discovering themselves and doing not safe sex, and getting pregnant with the person that they don't want to be with. And no, you don't owe anyone anything. If you don't want to, don't. And if you do, know how to do it with limits, so you don't age and then look back and learn. Say no to something that you don't want now. ما تستحوا لأنه نحنا we've been through that.
My yoga teacher explained it to me in such a beautiful way.
Okay.
So let's say you have a light bulb, and the breeze الكهرباء. Okay? Let's say this is 40 volts and the breeze is 20 volts. You plug it in, this won't turn on.
Oh.
Let's say that is 40 and that is 20. بيفقع.
Oh.
Creates an explosion. But let's say it's 40 and 40, harmony,
Match.
light bulb, that's a match. So the Western culture kind of told us that, or like showed us that it's okay to go on a date, make out, and then go have sex on the first night. And
One night stands shouldn't be the case because there's no form of connection.
there's no form of connection. And even if you've experienced a form of connection in that day, I think sex should take time.
صح.
I don't think we should jump into it. And because the thing is also comes where do we go and meet each other? So we meet each other in bars, in places where we intoxicate ourselves with alcohol or drugs or whatever, and we kind of we're maybe not experiencing an actual attraction
Oh
or
my
an
God.
actual connection, sorry.
I want to add to that, and it's so important to مثلا before having sex with someone to be completely sober. And مثلا
Yes.
it's a frightening feeling to like see على حدا على قده, but it's that should be the case.
Yep. But like when you're sober and you meet someone sober, then you see the
It's
raw
different.
connection. But if I'm drunk and you're drunk, and like, oh, we have a connection, bro, we should totally go back to my place, man, right now. And you'd be like, yeah, like what the fuck? And you're feeling yourself. So of course you're gonna feel attraction. You're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel that. But attraction, again, like you said, shouldn't be the basis of why I should sleep with you. I find you attractive, Yaro. I find you very attractive. But that doesn't mean that we're compatible to be with each other.
Also, compatibility is a huge thing.
Compatibility
It's
is
the essence,
everything.
yeah.
It's trust. It's compatibility. It's connection. It's Did I say communication?
Communication.
Communication, trust.
It's the foundation. Like, few foundations to love.
Yeah, and when you're intoxicated, you won't see the red flags. You're just gonna be like, oh, I want to get into that girl's pants. Like, you know what I
Right,
mean?
and when you are attracted to someone, you do tend to ignore the red flags.
Oh yes, been there, done that, and I'm sure we all have. It's
Likewise.
okay. It's okay. The idea is to not judge our mistakes, but to learn from our mistakes. And even if we repeat the same mistakes,
صح.
but to keep asking why. Why am I repeating these mistakes?
Game time.
Oh, game tum 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 tum. Game time.
It's called this or that. Comfort or growth?
My ego wants comfort, and I want growth.
My answer is growth.
Growth.
Logic or intuition?
Intuition, for sure.
Intuition. Okay. Discipline or motivation? I want to say discipline, but I really love a good motivation.
Can I say balance of both?
Sure.
Discipline or motive. I'm gonna say a balance of both. I can't really. It's like cannot compute right now.
Edit. Okay. Desire or attachment?
Desire.
Desire. Peace or passion?
Peace.
Peace.
100% peace. Peace is the most important thing.
Meditation or movement?
Ya waylik kamal. Aha. But meditation. Because meditation can come through movement. It can come through anything. So meditation.
Okay. There you go. Tab, can you show me? Can you show me an example?
Oh, would you like
Yes.
like a meditation example?
Yes.
Great
Are we
way
gonna-
to come back to actually what we're talking. So for those of you watching and you would like to experience
Join us.
an example of meditation, I invite us all to close our eyes. And I would either you can just lay down or just sit, and as you're sitting, and put one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest, okay? So let's take a deep breath in through the nose right now. And just slowly exhale it out through the nose. Notice where you breathe in. If it was to your chest, try to bring the breath to your belly. We're going to breathe in following my count, breathing into the belly for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly breathing into the belly for 4, 3. Chest follows. 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time, breathing in, slowly filling up the belly, the chest. Exhale it slowly. And now you can gently start to open up your eyes. Notice how all of your focus was on your breath. you weren't distracted in thoughts. Even if there were thoughts in the background, your main focus was on the breath. So meditation starts from a closed eye practice, and then eventually everything else becomes a meditation. Doing the dishes, driving, yoga, a physical practice of yoga becomes, a meditation. So that's why I said that meditation is everything.
Nothing stops you from meditating. You can do it anywhere.
Yep.
It takes a second, a minute.
Let's say you're learning how to ride a bicycle, and at first you have to attach the 2 extra wheels. So at first you need to learn with the 2 extra wheels, but then you can just remove the 2 extra wheels
And go.
and drive. You know how to ride the bicycle. So it's a tool. Meditation is the practice, and then it becomes the tool that you use throughout your time, which is just connecting and centering yourself to your breath.
Center yourselves, Delulus.